Here we go.
You should have at least 2 people just in case.
Okay, just in case, right?
All right, everybody's got a phone.
Technical problems.
20 cameras going.
Yeah.
All right, so send them to us, email or put them in a file, whatever. We would love to see them. So, as I was saying, Carol takes care of plants in the garden all the time, really a loving way, and takes care of the family and friends and just so many people. It's been a privilege for me to be able to be part of that for all these years. We just had our 47th anniversary last week. Going strong. Right? I'll tell you my anniversary story, which is I said, we'll have a big party for the 50th. And she said, no, I want a really big party for the 75th. And I said, 75th will be 97. And she said, yeah. Okay, so you are all invited. 27 years from now, we're going to have our 75th anniversary. Dance and sing.
I'll bring my swimsuit.
So I don't need to say a lot more about Carol. I love her, and it's been wonderful to have her in my life all these years to bring out the best in me. To be a parent, a wonderful parent to 2 lovely daughters. For those of you who haven't met them, Shoshana is right there. Brett is right here with Nash, who's our youngest of 4 grandsons. The other 3 you've probably seen running around making noise.
They're right here.
Where are they? Oh, they're facing away. They're at the table over there.
They're making a
Oh, great. And we've, of course, had a wonderful time today. So I will let Carol say a few words, and then we'll take a little time for anybody who will do it for you. Okay, she'll get the last word. So, you want to say something? We have a couple of people lined up, but other than that, we are open to anybody who has something they would like to say. You can start.
We can start. Go ahead. I met Carol at Stanford 25 years ago. She was one of the doctors on whom all of us younger girl doctors at the time, on whose shoulders we stood. She was like a big sister to us. She was a wonderful colleague. She was a mentor. She was a good friend. And she asked us to do things in support of the classes that she taught and it advanced our career. So from all of us doctors at Stanford long ago that you've helped and mentored, we say thank you and happy birthday. We love you.
Nash has a few words.
Probably does.
Just a few.
Well, it's wonderful seeing all of you here. I think we are so. Can I sit in Buddy's lap? Can I sit in Buddy's lap? Okay. We'll see how long that lasts. Shosh and I are so lucky to have these 2 parents and also this community that they've created over the many years for our family, and really that's become family. So today I thought about what can you say, and Mom, there are a million hilarious stories that I could share.
Embarrassing stories.
Not embarrassing, really. I think as I get older, and now that I'm a mom as well, I see so many things that you did for us that were so ahead of your time and so amazing and thoughtful, and really danced to your own drum the whole time, even as a parent, and we didn't really realize that as kids. We knew that you were embarrassing sometimes, but we I think didn't really understand for a long time just what an amazing example you are. And as I grow older, I only appreciate it more and more and more to have a role model in our lives. And it's incredible to both have you as a part of Shosh in my life, but also as our families have grown. And you know, for those of you who don't know, they spend 50% of their time with grandkids these days, and it's, you know, we're really
such a chore, obviously.
She hasn't heard a single word I said. Don't worry. This is really the important thing these days. But to have that in our lives as we grow as a family is incredible. So I have so much love, more love than you could possibly imagine, admiration, respect, and I only hope that, you know, we can celebrate another 75th wedding anniversary. I think, you know, it goes without saying, and I'm sure other folks will say this as well, just, you know, at 50, Mom was in a much different state, and seeing her just glowing and vibrant and literally running around after grandkids at 70, I mean, she just went camping with Shosh's kids. It's really incredible and inspirational, and I think I've never met anyone with so much determination and will and kindness and happiness in what you do. So we are thankful.
Yeah! Go, Mom, go!
Nash, do you want to say something? Later.
He'll take over the after party.
So I'm not going to reiterate everything that Aubrey said. I feel the same way. You're an amazing model for what it means to be a parent, but in so many ways, and a person. But I wanted to just bring in another little perspective. So, occupational hazard, I'm going to quote the Mishnah. So the Jewish tradition, the Mishnah, there's a Mishnah that describes what happens at every age. At 10 you do this, at 20 you do that. And so highlighting where you're at 70, 70 is the fullness of years, is what it's described as. And I think you're precocious because you've been living the fullness of years before now, but I think that it really is who you are. You live life to the fullest, and you take every moment and you treat it like it's full potential. And so when it read that 70 is the fullness of years, I can only hope to see what this decade will be, to live even more fully than you've been living, but that you are the model of what it means to always strive towards making the world a better place, to making yourself better, to making those around you better, and really filling the world with all the fullness that it can possibly have. So I just wanted to add.
It's all the kids we have, so. Excuse me. Sorry, second family. Would you like to introduce a little bit? Sure.
So my name's Ron, and Carol and Terry blessed me by giving me the opportunity to help them develop this beautiful park and pavilion. And the experience working with Carol on this was full involvement on every level. And the final location and shape was really driven by Carol. She had a very, very strong vision of what this would be. And I must say today, seeing this vibrant culture, which was a big part of the whole purpose of this, but most importantly, I think we all had a vision of this park where people could come and celebrate. And this is the fulfillment of it. One of the first of many, I'm sure. And so, congratulations on your 70th birthday.
So Terry says he doesn't have any more kids. They don't have, but I consider myself one of them. I just wanted to say that, you know, Carol has been amazing. She's been like a second mother to me, and everything she has given and shared, and all the wonderful things that you have taught me. I carry them very close to my heart, and I practice, and I feel a better person. Thank you. thanks to you.
So this is Rosario, who we thought was 22 when we first met her, and Avra was 3 months old. She was actually 19. Avra was 3 months old. And she took care of our children when we were working, and is the most incredible mother that we could have ever asked for. And now we have 4 Catholic godchildren, thanks to Rosario. And people consider that fairly unusual, particularly the priests. The first priest for Jonathan, right here, he's the eldest. When he was getting baptized, she brought the priest here, and he saw Bibles. And he said, okay, they've got Bibles, you're okay. So she then used that line with every other priest. Well, the other priest said it was okay, so what's wrong with you, right? So I can tell you we have been to many, many masses, and our responsibility as godparents is to make sure that they get a good Catholic education. And until I got sick, I went with you and with you,
Natalie
and Jesse, to buy their first communion dresses and their Bibles and their candles, and I loved it. But then I got sick, and I didn't do it for you. I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't go personally to help you. So it's been really wonderful, and we have shared. We're at their house every year for Christmas Eve, and they've been at our house for many, many years for Passover and Hanukkah, and sometimes we do Hanukkah and Christmas together, and depending on the year, and it's been really quite wonderful.
Yes, my kids wondered, are we Catholic, Jewish? You know? Yeah, I said, yeah, we are. And my people at work, you know, I have some Jewish friends, and I'm like, you know, I say like the prayer, Baruch Atah Adonai, and they're like, what? So yeah, it's been wonderful. I'm very lucky, you know, they have been my guardian angels, and I love them with all my heart.
Sweet.
Oh, really? Oh.
All right, Bruce.
Yeah.
So first, before he says anything, Avra says that Bruce and I are twins separated at birth. I'm sorry. We were twins attached at the hip, separated at birth.
Yeah. I'm just filled with so much gratitude for having run into you at the carpool how many years ago. And also for the connection that we had. Is Fernando still here? When you spoke, where was Ron? You spoke about involvement. When you helped found the Jewish chaplaincy program with me, total involvement. Total involvement. And
beyond.
Yeah, I knew bupkis about running anything, and you were there, so we're eternally grateful for you. 15 years now. It's a wonderful thing. So I just have great love, and when I was there with you, when you went in for your surgery, and I remember, I have it on the video, beforehand, you danced. And it was your hope that you would be able to come through the surgery, because what you wanted to do was to keep on dancing. And to see you dancing here, and I don't just mean this kind of dancing, but the fullness of your dancing as you dance through life. And just evermore, it's just a beautiful, humbling to see. I just stand in awe and heartfelt admiration. Shabbat.
Image just came to my memory, and it for 5 years at Camp Tawanda. Do you all know Camp Tawanda?
Yeah.
So it's a traditional Jewish, 80-year-old Jewish camp up near Yosemite. So for 5 years we brought Palestinians and Jews together, men, women, and children from 50 different towns in Israel and Palestine, to see that they could live together very well. And I remember when Carol came up, she had a breathing machine and was in terrible back pain. But she came because it meant so much to her, because she could see the future. And you got to see the future there. But I will say that in the evening, after a lot of healing and relationship building, Carol was on her feet dancing with the Jews and the Palestinians in the lodge. And I think that says a lot about her, that picture of what life and her faith tradition and your family and your vision for the future mean. So thank you for that.
Last night I wore the Peace Camp t-shirt to sleep.
So I'm much like Kate. I'm Elaine Lambert, and I was a junior faculty member when Carol also helped mentor me. And so Rosario was talking about the Christmas celebrations. I have a better story than that. Once Carol grew me a Christmas tree. She nurtured it on her back porch, and then she brought it to me as a Christmas present. And so I have to say that I've loved learning more about the Jewish faith. I'm from Texas, and unfortunately didn't know too many people who were Jewish growing up. So I've learned a lot from Carol and her wonderful family, which is great.
Winston.
And there Winston is in his royal, that's my husband. That's my husband. Yeah, yeah. He does have purple.
Everybody has to see Winston.
Yeah.
That's something special for Terry and Carol.
Oh my gosh. So, but I just want to say, Carol was there for me during a tough time in my life, and we would go out to lunch, and she would explain. She was there for me when I needed a great friend, and she's always been there. And I just want to thank her and her wonderful family for befriending us and teaching us about their wonderful faith. But mainly, just I want to be Carol. I'm aspiring to do something like what she's done in her retirement when I retire. But I think I'm going to fall short, but I'm going to try. I love you so much.
I'll quickly add to the Christmas.
Go, keep hugging. Oh, what a hug.
I'll quickly add to the Christmas tree story, which is not only did she grow them, but she actually goes to the nursery after Christmas and rescues the one that they're going to throw away, that are like, mini and covered in the white flocking. She rescues them and then grows them all year and then gives them away.
Actually,
so
it takes about 5 years to grow a decent size one. And then I get to decorate Christmas trees, right? Because I'm giving them away, right? So I had the little nursery of Christmas trees.
Rescued Christmas trees.
I could not come today without bringing, I looked all over everywhere for this special purple litter. So this is for you. Go ahead, let's try some.
I have a thank you and an announcement. The thank you is to Messina, Keenan, Tyler, and Tyler, who are 4 students who work with Carol and are helping out with serving as Messina back there, and Tyler. However, the announcement is they are passing out glasses for toasting Carol. So they'll be coming around with champagne. It's not champagne, actually. It's a sweet bubbly, which is Carol's favorite. She doesn't like it dry. So they'll be coming around with glasses, and then we'll do a toast. Nancy.
So I have a pretty good Carol and Terry story. Just a few minutes ago, I asked Shoshana how old she was. Yes. And she told me she's 35. And then I tried to figure out when you were a resident. So it was probably 5 years before Shoshi. Yeah. So Carol,
74, 75.
74, 75. Sorry. I can't do the math anymore. That's over 40 years that Carol and Terry and the kids have been part of my heart and my life. And one of my favorite memories is...
So she was a midwife for these guys. These girls. These girls. And they were both born at home.
And so one of my favorite memories is of actually being in bed with Carol while she was in labor, pushing on her back because she had back labor. And it was like about 2 in the morning. And I remember those moments quite vividly.
I do too.
So Carol and I had been in bed together.
With Terry. With apricot liqueur.
Yep. Oh yeah. Right. And
So the midwife didn't think the birth was going to happen and sent everybody to bed because we needed to have our energy for the next day. And we make apricot liqueur. And so Nancy kept feeding me apricot liqueur. And everybody else went to sleep. So she kept feeding me apricot liqueur. By the morning, by 6 o'clock, I was completely dilated. Thanks to Nancy and the apricot liqueur.
That's why we got such a sweet baby.
So, as I had that privilege and carry that memory with me always, and I listened to people talk about other times and the Stanford and the surgery and all, I've been with and through all of those things. And I think like the story with Rosario and camp and all of those things, I think one of the things for me that Carol just personifies, that transcends all the culture and the religion and all that, is love. And this woman is about love. And this family and the children and the grandchildren and Terry, that's what they continue in my eyes to manifest over and over and over again, wherever it's possible and wherever they see there's a need for more love too. So we are all blessed by their
Judy, look at you.
Judy's working her way up to the front.
As Judy's working her way up to the front, I want to accent something very critical in my 35 or so years together with you guys, is love. That has come, not like you got to see each other every week, but you see each other whenever you see each other, and there's love. And it's been a background of peace that's helped me be a good parent. My kids are older already, but it's been a background of peace that's helped me in a lot of ways. To know that I can receive, and everybody can receive, love. It's beautiful.
my way up here.
Can you talk louder?
I can try. I felt I had to try and struggle my way up here, particularly listening to Nancy, because I remembered so vividly, because I was there.
She photographed it all. So if you ever want a video of birthing, we've got them.
Oh, do we have them?
Wow! Wow! Right.
I had no idea it went on so long.
So the midwives were encouraging. Oh, that's great! You're doing well. We're really making progress. And Judy thought the birth was happening. So we have a lot of that. And these would never look at them.
I understand why. I fully understand why. So, but we spared you that on your birth. Anyway, Carol has been, and Terry have both been very dear friends for me for all these years. And they so outdid anything that I may have done for them. Both, you know, as friends, as helpers in my medical problems, and as supporters of my documentaries.
Judy was 60 when she made her first documentary, which won an Academy Award nomination.
So I always say, you know, life can begin at 60 as well as at other ages.
And Judy came with Terry when I was really, really sick to the Mayo Clinic.
Oh, did we have fun? watching Carol detox. Anyway, I think we've been there for each other on important occasions. And so I only wish that you have 4 years of activity and doing good for the world and having these wonderful friends.
Thank you. And I'm so thrilled that you walked across.
Yeah, well.
I'm really thrilled. Yay, Judy!
A few months ago, she told me if I didn't do my exercises every day, I would never walk again. Right?
I did. Yes.
She was almost right.
And she almost did her exercises every day.
Okay.
Good for you. Keep it up.
Darling. I love you so much.
Yay, Judy.
So I want to say this has been, what?
Barry's
Oh, Barry's coming.
his planetary shirt.
He says it's his only purple shirt, but is that perfect? Look at that, the stars and the moon, look at that.
Perfect. If one were to create a perfect human being and a perfect couple and a perfect family.
Okay, your big voice.
Your big voice.
Talking about perfect. The one who creates perfection did a magnificent job in creating you, Carol. You are a blessing in our lives. You're a blessing in the lives of so many of us here. Not only for what you do, but for how you be. How you be with courage, with heart, with joy, with resilience, with kindness. I was trying to put it all into 17 syllables this morning as I was thinking about you. And so I wrote a little haiku in your honor. And
with great humility, I will read it. Right?
Well, you can read it.
No, I was making a joke. It wasn't a good mom joke.
Every one of us who's ever encountered challenge can take courage from the way you've lived your life. That's not in the haiku, but that's just real. And I really want to bless you that you do the 75th. I'll be 100, and I hope to be there with you at that time. And if you're any role model, we'll all be healthier than we were 20 years ago. A haiku for Carol. Champion of love, justice,
peace, beauty, and hope. Shekhinah's sister. And Terry, the man who makes it all happen. What a role model you are, man. What a role model.
Wow.
Samara.
Oh, guess not wow yet. Or wow again.
From the next generation of people influenced by Carol and Terry, the people who are Shosh and Avra's friends, who I know I'm not the only one here. I've known Carol since I was 10, which was a really long time ago. I'm not 10 anymore. And Carol and Terry both have this beautiful habit of asking you how you're doing and really, really listening to the answer, whether it's good or whether it's bad, especially when it's bad. They really take you in and they listen to everything you say, and then they remember. And like you see them a month later and they're like, how's it going? What happened with that thing that we talked about? And you're like, oh, let me tell you. And they sit and they listen. And it's really a beautiful thing, and it makes you feel so loved and so a part of their family. And we've spent Passovers together and Rosh Hashanahs together and Thanksgivings together. And it's beautiful to be part of this surrogate second generation of family. And all of us, I feel like everyone who's ever met you, but I know a lot of Shosh's friends, we appreciate you guys so much. You guys were such wonderful hosts. You made yummy food for us. You let us come over. It was good times growing up here. Thank you. And happy birthday.
They all slept on the floor in the living room when they were in high school. And Avra, being a few years younger, said, Mom, do you think it's okay that they're all sleeping together, boys and girls sleeping together on the floor in the living room? And I said to Avra, I said, you know, if they wanted to do something, they would do it anyway. And there's a lot of people there. It's unlikely that anything is going to happen. So wow, right now
Say
wow.
a few words and then we'll toast you.
So I wanted to do this party because I could hardly believe that at 70 I would be able to dance. And as people have sort of intimated, I love to dance, and every chance I get, I dance. But for a long, long time, I mean, when I was 50, it took 2 people to get me to the bathroom. And many of you know the ups and downs that have been there, you know, over and over again, the multiple surgeries, you know, I'm not going to go through them all, but there was, you know, lots of really very serious things. And this guy is a saint. This guy is a saint. And I always felt that I had to work hard to gain love or to gain appreciation or to have anyone around me, that it was hard work. And when I got really, really sick and could do nothing, absolutely nothing, let's lie in bed for 18 hours a day. And he just did things. He was just there. He took off his time from work. He was just there. It was the most incredible gift that there's just no words for. There's just really no words for. And I could not be who I am if it weren't for him. And that's still true today. He allows me to use whatever energy I have, which looks fantastic, but is limited in its amount of chips. But to use it for connecting and for doing in the world. And he takes care of all the garbage. not just the garbage, but he takes care, he does all the driving, he does all the finances, he does all the bills, he does lots of my emails, he does the shopping, he does the cooking, and he's happy to pay for help to clean our house. So he allows me to do some things that are fun. And I mean, they just don't come like this. They really don't come like this.
Terry.
I remember my friends about 20 years ago said, we should clone him. I said that about 2 nights ago. I said, we should really clone you. Too bad
Clone
we
him.
haven't done
Clone
it
him.
yet. We haven't put together a party ourselves for quite a few years. When we were younger, we used to do lots of events, you know, Seders for 50 and stuff like that. Yeah, people have been there, right? But in recent years, we've actually catered things, you know, but we didn't want, somehow it didn't feel right. So this event, we actually did ourselves with the help of Trader Joe and Mr. Costco. But we actually,
and the 4 people that
four people who were here, and well, you know, I made the gazpacho yesterday, and Terry did the ceviche, and so some of the stuff was actually made in this kitchen, not just in Trader Joe's kitchen. And yesterday and all week, there's been just a lot of planning to, you know, there are a few people here and a few details, right? And it's been really fun and anticipatory, and it's just been great doing this together. And he said, you know, we haven't done a party together for a long time. This is, you know, and he was having a good time. I was having a good time. Very nice.
Best time, I got to go to Didim's party store and look for everything they had in purple.
That was last night. We had ordered on Amazon Prime one day to be here on Thursday, the napkins, purple napkins, but they didn't come by Saturday night. So he went to Didim's last night.
Oh yeah.
So came the chocolate, the purple chocolate, you guys? Yeah. He bought the purple chocolate and the beads and the windmills.
Good job.
So. So that's why I wanted this to be a celebration and blessings, because it is incredible that we're all here, all alive here, because I don't think there's anyone here dead, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. We did dug in the yard quite a bit. We didn't find it.
And you represent, each and every one of you, such good works and so much going out in the world, and it's a blessing, the kind of blessings that God brings to the world, and you bring to me and you bring to me, and so that's why I wanted this to be the blessings and celebration for all of us. And I wanted to dance because, damn it, I was gonna dance again. And where's Raquel? She's still here? Oh, there you are. So, what was it? 9 years ago? 10 years ago? 10 years ago, she was teaching Israeli dancing at the synagogue in the afternoon. And I went, and you describe it, because you described it to me.
So 10 years ago, I taught Israeli folk dancing in Kolomet, and I had a bunch of nice men and women.
Louder.
In the afternoon, and I had Carol too. So she came with a tank of of oxygen, and she would sit, and all of a sudden, for the next dance, she would jump and dance, and then again she would sit down and take some more sniffing and dance again. And I was very scared every time I saw her dancing. I really did. I would tell her, "Are you sure you can dance? It's okay?" So I didn't see her for many years, and then I saw you this year in David, and you came to say hi, hello. I could not believe you were dancing. It was Simchat Torah. And I promised that I'm going to come and give her a gift of Israeli folk dancing for her party.
Oh,
nice. Mazal tov. Did you see how she joined? She led everybody around the house. I thought she was going to come all the way around, but she really led all the train of the dance with all these people. Thank you for coming and dancing.
Amy, you're my longest student. Can you talk?
I want to talk. I was just so moved by everything you said so far. So I've known Carol for about 12 years, and I came out here 13 years ago to go to Stanford for my undergraduate studies. I started out pre-med, and I was going to go into pediatrics, and I took my first 2 organic chemistry classes at Stanford and bombed them, to say the least. And I was devastated. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life and my career from there. And the next trimester, I took this class called Women in Aging with Dr. Winograd. And I have to be honest, there was one reason why I took this class, and it was because it took care of 2 of my general education requirements. Women's studies and writing. And so I thought, great, I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. And I wasn't expecting more from this class than just that. And I have to say it ended up being the single most transformative class that I took at Stanford during my entire 4 years there. Carol was just such a passionate, wonderful instructor, and I knew nothing about the field of aging. I had no idea that we had this demographic shift that was happening in our country, where we would have this, aging boomer population. And
here we are.
Great world living. And Carol was very passionate that there needed to be more young people who cared about the elderly, that we're going into this field to support this huge change in our society. And I remember her telling me, this might seem like a relatively boring field right now, but 10 years from now, you watch, this is going to be a booming field. And Carol was just so inspirational to me. She became a wonderful mentor and inspiration, and I ended up majoring in aging at Stanford. Graduated, went right into the nonprofit sector, working in the field of aging, and 10 years later, I'm fortunate to be in the role of CEO at Avenidas, which is the pioneering senior center in downtown Palo Alto. Carol, to this day, has continued to be a wonderful mentor to me. I love our coffee and our lunch dates, and I can come to her with the latest change or challenge in my life, and I can't imagine where I would be without this amazing woman. They're like second parents to me. Both of them.
So, in honor of all that Carol has done and been, people she's been with, and in honor of the next 25 years of dancing,
the oldest living woman ever was 122, guys. Yes, let us. Indeed.
There are a few. Our daughters are doing something quite brave here. You see them coming across a bridge with a gigantic cake.
Oh my goodness.
Very impressive, ladies.
Good
job. Make it count.
Lisa.
All right.
Sure. So, Chris is lagging behind.
might want to move. They're coming right through. Sorry.
Thank you.
So cool.
Oh my goodness.
They had a lot to handle there.
Justin, my birthday is actually tomorrow, and Justin's birthday is Tuesday. So we have a cake for Justin that Chris, his dear buddy, is bringing. And Chris.
Yeah, okay. I'm on the spot here.
You're Rabbi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'higiyanu v'higiyanu Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Justin. Happy birthday to you.
And Justin too.
And Justin too.
Ya queremos pastel, ya queremos pastel, aunque sea pastel, ya queremos pastel.
Happy birthday.
No, Chris. So this band.
Joking, it's not for you. Good job. Good job.
I just want to say something about Chris. Chris is Auburn trained. Chris is one of Auburn and Justin's friends, actually. He's a fraternity brother with Justin and a really good friend of ours. And I feel incredibly blessed that Aubur's friends many of Aubur's friends are actually here, and that we've been invited to some weddings of their friends. I mean, I consider that pretty incredible. And this man, when I was sick, drove from San Diego by car to come visit me.
To Chris.
She's that special.
He's pretty.
And more.
He's pretty special.
Thank you. All right. Good job. Okay.
So we have, well, cake and ice cream and more champagne.
And we have brownies that we made.
Brownies and cookies.
And cookies that we made.
So what happened to this?
And then we want to sing, and maybe if anybody wants to dance again. So we have singing.
Carrie, give me a hug, please.
Yeah.
Your wife